dominating those lower levels. I've rarely, if ever, seen them go for those plays on high ground. It's match number 3 of the day. It's time to see where we're going. Based on the outfits, I'm guessing that's Pink and Anas going for that drop. They love the Bugle skin.
Hey, man, who doesn't love the Bugle skin, the World Cup champion himself? But the players diving in now. Looks like a pretty consistent drop here so far. Not seeing too many shifts here towards the north side of the map, so it'll be interesting. Regardless, though, it does look like there are quite a few players heading further south. So I'm interested to see if that zone doesn't pull south, how these teams are going to be able to rotate here further.
Yeah, this is always tough when you have to make such a far glide just to get to your POI, especially when you're contested. It's a lot harder to perfect those drops. It's more math, geometry you got to do off spawn, and we're seeing some math happen here as Arab's getting deleted to 0. Spy and Hero able to get one of those knocks, chasing down Bloomy here. That's going to be a quick 2 eliminations, and you can hear the crowd favorites drawing some applause.
Definitely drawing some well-observed applause. You love to see it here, folks. Spy and Hero walking away with the dub here on the drop. Remember, they ended up falling short here in game number 1. They were one of the first teams to go out to Arab and Bloomy. Now it seems like the tides are shifting in that fight, but now switching over to another very important engagement here off spawn, and it's gonna be the Daily Bugle. You already know, Mitro, Milan, Jelty, Vico, Arkram, Falconer, all landing here within this vicinity. So interesting to see how this is going to play out, but I'm not sure that I see Milan and Mitro.
Yeah, they might have decided to do something else. Now a team that's deciding to change it up is going to be Reels and Doken getting after it here with Peak right in the sights. Able to get those elims, but our previous game winners are hearing what's going on, quickly getting over. Malfin taking shots already. He's going to get cracked. Setty and Cammy are enjoying this third party. Last game, it was Bizzle and Dubs that came in, got involved. This time, it's Setty Cammy that quickly say, hey, we're going to steal your grapple gloves. We're going to deal some damage and run away, and there's nothing you can do about it.
That is actually wild, and such a good point to bring up, mind you. The grapple gloves being so crucial to some of these teams' game plans, and Cammy and Setty just came in and stole them. They said, you know what? Listen, we're gonna get them first. We're gonna get some tags on you, and we're gonna force you to stay back. Because remember, if you think about it, right? They could have kind of attempted to fight there for the grapple gloves if they felt threatened, but because Cammy Setty were able to get such significant damage on the players ahead of time, it really kept the fight at bay. But now that replay comes through of Spy and Hero just walking there on top. You saw Spy kind of go for the pickaxe play there for a moment, but just ultimately settles for the gunfight and walks away on top.
Able to grab that one. We're tuning in here to the Tilted Towers, seeing what our 2 duos are doing. Hasn't necessarily been a fight throughout the past couple of days, including today. Every once in a while, these teams do get a little feisty, go for some tags and shots, but there is a place where fights have been happening. This is over at Shuffled Shrines. FHD, Yonks, Creo, and Ron taking shots here. Some damage comes through. Not going to be enough to get the crack, but enough to push Yonks on out of here. Force him to go to a different position as we see Falconer getting knocked there in the feed, so he's going to be out of this one.
You're going to be out, but not down quite yet here for the tournament, so still so many opportunities to come through, but opportunities yet again following for FHD and Yonks. They seem to keep winning this off-spawn engagement against Ronaldo and Creo.
It's been really well played by FHD and Yonks thus far. Gonna look to get the full finish here as Ron is gonna try and back on out. I can't imagine he has much left to play live. He goes for the shot, just takes the tags. Not gonna be enough. FHD is quite healthy there. He's gonna grab that elim and put another one in the bag.
2 eliminations to start off the game is gonna be crucial. Use that momentum and keep pushing forward, but speaking of pushing forward, it's Naiad and on Hydra here, looking to take this fight. You see them actually taking on Polga and Leileo. Huge shots come through there towards Leileo, and he's going to end up getting knocked. So now on Hydra, Naiad going to go ahead and try to fight. But no, as I say that, it looks like shots raining in from the back.
Yeah, it's the Logjam team. That's Rogue Shark and Knight. That's huge to see Leileo go down. They're in 3rd place currently, and now Polga's going to be forced to dip on out of here, play for that card. And this is tough. Rarely And I mean rarely at the top tier play do teams ever win matches after having a rebooted player. So it's happened. It's definitely happened a couple of times. It is not common though.
It's not. You are correct in saying that. I think it'll be interesting to see how that plays out for them, but another top team here looks like struggling a little bit more. It's Hellfire and Tripperin really getting focused here as they rotate around. You see Hellfire taking quite a bit of damage here, but Tripperin does end up getting to the building. Does look like they're going to be able to kind of protect themselves, and hopefully they can use this to not only get in and cause a barrier between them and the other players, but also get a really nice refresh on material.
Yeah, you can't ask for much more than just seeing a shield keg out in the open, being able to use that without having to spend any other heals. Not many players will be holding that shield keg for too long other than those mid-game surge tags. But we see Duke and Clix have moved over to the Shuffle Shrines. They saw the fight that occurred earlier on. They wanted to get involved and put some big damage here on FHG. Nothing coming through anymore. It looks like everyone's stalled out in this fight. We're putting this one in park and gonna find our own way out.
Yeah, and the rotates come through here for Clix and Duke. Again, one of those teams that I'm really keeping an eye on. I want them to show here on a stage like this that they are some of the best players, not just in NA, but in the world. Duke winning FNCS titles, Clix getting so close here, now finding a duo that he truly creates this special dynamic with. This could be the changing season, the tides shifting here for them on the day, but we'll see.
Could you say he clicks with Duke?
Okay, this man, but nevertheless, Steno and Lushi, two players we were keeping a really close eye on yesterday, very consistent, and hoping to see some consistency going on here in Fortnite Battle Royale.
Yeah, we were hoping to see it once again, and it looks like Clix and Duke are moving into the Shuffled Shrine. They weren't complacent with just getting a couple of tags, dealing some damage. They're going to continue to search, whether it be for players, some extra loot moving through here, getting all those mats. We see FHD not in the best position, but they've boxed it up. If this fight does occur, it will be a box fight, and they feel pretty comfortable with those. Clix and Duke looking for some shots behind them, going to be able to get a couple tags. They're trading them right now. Neither player comes out on top of that one. And everyone goes back to doing what they do best, farming up, looting, waiting for the late game.
I have a question for you.
Fire.
Think about this for a second. Remember the big break in Chapter 2, Season 1, right? Where there was a competitive event and then there was a large break. You look at Clix, right? And you think about the impact he had in that time frame on box fighting. Do you think he potentially had one of the biggest impacts on Fortnite fighting?
I don't know of him particularly. We could go into some deep history of Fortnite here. I'm going to stop myself from doing that, though, before we forget about what's going on in front of us. I do think him popularizing the box fights as much as he did definitely increased the skill and consistency of skill in players with box fights. That was huge. Whether it be like the most impact in fighting, I don't know about that.
You know, look, I respect it. I respect it. I may have a different answer, but I respect it. But now we switch over here to Coney Crossroad, a special POI here on the map, oftenly landed at, ironically, by Arkram and Epic Whale in seasons past. So to see neither team actually take on Coney is kind of interesting. It's different for these players.
Yeah, both deciding to go elsewhere. It could be because they're not playing together. Maybe
True.
Their duo prefers a different drop. I mean, when you have Malibuki, you kind of got to be like, all right, well, I guess we'll go the center part of the map and Loot Lake. It seems to be working out for him thus far. We see Siyun and King looking to make this rotate. And a zone pulling to the south of Coney. Both Siyun and King recognizing the importance of position. Now we see another player making that rotate in. That's Phantom and Gentle. As we see a knock coming through there for Queasy. So one of our top 10 teams getting active early, being able to grab one of these knocks. The rotates have been quite solid thus far for a lot of our top duos, but it gets harder and harder as we see different zones.
The difficulty continues to rise here for a lot of players, one of them being Adapter and Kakarot. This is a team that we've seen quite a bit of over the last 3 days. And Adapter now left as a solo player, looking to just hold this team out in the Storm will be interesting. But what he doesn't realize, it's Amar, Vidil, just feet away, looking to take any shot that they can on Adapter.
Yeah, they're sitting there waiting for this fight to happen. I don't think it will. Adapter knows he's a solo. Already had his duo taken out earlier. I think that was from a third party from Queasy. That's who I saw, got the knock. Now we see Vidil and Amar, like you mentioned, looking for some shots there. But Refscar and Kovacs, they're too keen. You're not going to get through on that one. And now Amar, Vidil know that those players are watching them right back. Now it's time for them to make their own rotate, look towards zone, because there is another duo up on the hill to the south looking to hold all these above.
Holding everything. It is Refscar and Kovacs. So many incredible players still here in this lobby, but we got to talk about Vidil and Amar. So obviously a very interesting dynamic. Amar being one of the top content creators here in Fortnite, and then Vidil being one of the top EU pros in Fortnite. So an interesting combo, but another interesting combo in FHD, being able to pick up Creo and Ronaldo consistently off this drop is no easy task, yet they continue to accomplish it.
Yeah, Creo and Ronaldo felt comfortable coming in that they were going to be able to win off spawn. Thus far, it hasn't happened for them. I mean, you have to respect them. You have to be confident off spawn. I mean, if you're telling me, oh, I don't know that I'm going to be able to win that, then why are you landing there in the first place? Might be an adjustment here after this short break we have after this match, or maybe it's a day 2 adjustment. Either way, we're seeing where everyone's starting to position themselves as we see Lecce and Swilliam coming off a massive game, currently sitting in 10th place headed into this match. It's Vico and Jelty looking to take some tags on these two as they rotate.
Yeah, Jelty and Vico have also been very, very consistent in both competitions. So it's kind of interesting to see how that continues to translate throughout the day and tomorrow. But this is going to be a team that I think the public may be a sleeper pick. I see chat going. I see Jelty getting spammed everywhere. We already know the vibes. Jelty being one of those just incredibly talented, not only pro players, but the way he cycles his content into his playability is great. And that's why he remains so consistent. But another team, very consistent. It's Cal and Draftel. They're doing a good job here of kind of maintaining this fight. It does look like Kai has gone down, and it's Nema there on the back foot here as a solo player, just trying to hold on here, but the pressure's coming through relentlessly. But as I say that, it's actually Draftel. They're just going to move.
Yeah, they decide to make that rotate. There was actually another duo that came in, an interesting play. Laleo and Polga deciding they want to get involved in that fight, looking to clean up the solo there of Nema, and they're still going for it. Nema's running out of space, running out of builds to try and get out of this fight. Laleo is down on Surge. That's why this fight is happening. They're being forced to take this fight, and not only do they need this fight, they need the damage. I don't think that's going to be enough, though, to get them above. So not only are they dealing with Storm, they're also dealing with Storm Surge. They're going to have to out-heal both of them. They have a couple of duos in the way on the path to zone, but it's going to be a difficult rotate. Now we're tuning in with Vico, who just had his duo mate taken out. Jelty fell earlier. One thing I was talking to Jelty about is, so both players natively speak different languages. Now they're both trying to speak English. Vico, from Jelty's perspective, speaks fluent English, no problem. Jelty, trying his best. He said there wasn't any issues yesterday. He's confident that they're going to be able to play well. But the one thing he was worried about was using his English during endgame, because it gets chaotic, like you mentioned. So that language barrier could be interesting to see whether or not they can overcome that, because they played so well, like you mentioned earlier. Lushi, though, in trouble here.
Yeah, absolutely in trouble, getting just demolished there for a moment. Bravado just trying to dive in here with Mansoor. Steno also very, very weak here on the back foot. Shots rain in, but nothing's going to be official. Nothing fully connects there. So both Steno and Lushi still in this game, despite taking a ton of damage.
And it looks like Storm Surge is going to begin to get active for these guys. So if they can't get out of Storm, they will now be fighting Storm Surge and the Storm itself. Zone pulling right into Tilted Towers. That's got to be good news for the two teams that land there, and also our two teams that land over at Loot Lake, one of them being Malabuka and Epic, already beginning to claim space here. The other one being Hellfire and Tripper, and they got to be careful. Tripper gets beamed up big. That's Milan and Mitro looking to make a play here. Hellfire putting some pressure right back, and it looks like a third party is going to get involved in this fight. Hellfire continues to try and grab some pieces. He needs to be careful because it looks like Malabuka and Epic are looking to get involved. Doesn't matter who's the third party. When the third partier gets involved, there's no one that's winning in this fight. Hellfire jumps in, gets the elimination, quickly grabs some loot and tries to get out. Now it might be Epic Whale and Malabuka that get involved in this fight. Some shots come through. Malabuka gets some big tags, but now they're going to back on out of here, build themselves some space as more third-party tags come through.
Yeah, so much going on here in this area. Tripper and Hellfire need to be very, very careful. Hellfire being the weaker one of the two, but Tripper still involved, still available here to kind of support his teammate. But Malabuka, Epic Whale deciding just to fully back off. But here it is. It looks like, is that Tripper has gone down?
Oh no, that could be huge. Who is it that was able to get that? That's Merstash that was able to take out Tripper, and it looks like Hellfire just has to quickly get out of there. No hope to try and save his duo. We also see Queasy get eliminated as well. So same thing with Q-Jack going down there. So multiple players falling quickly in the feed. Those Storm Surge fights force those to happen as we tune in with Pink and Anash just taking some tags. Both Q-Jack and Nator are going to fall, and Lucian Steno looking for a play here onto Pink. Do get the drop down, not going to be enough to box them up and get some damage here, and both players go back to their respective boxes and hang out.
That they are. And respectfully, these teams are playing very, very passive because Surge is off, right? So Surge is no longer pushing them. But if you're some of the top tier pros like Anas, like Pink, you know that you just can't stop taking tags, because once Surge is active yet again, you want to make sure that you still can be above that threshold. That's why they're doing such a good job of maintaining that, even when the Surge indicator is off.
Yeah, it's such a tough thing to try and navigate. Not only do you have to deal with the other players, but you also have to understand how much damage you have. We see the knock here by Pink on the hero. That's going to be a big one. Malabuka also gets knocked just as that happens. We'll see if he's able to pick that one up. Now Pink and Anas are going to try and continue to rotate this one into zone. FHD and Mansoor doing the same side by side. It is not only a figurative hill to climb, but there is a literal hill to climb for both these players trying to get into the zone.
Yeah, both players still here, still in it, still just trying to make something happen. As they push forward though, Mansoor looking to just try and find a nice little spot, but a team that's not finding a good spot here. It's actually Epic Whale, Malabuka, two teams fighting just above, but Malabuka now back in the game. So despite the knock coming through, Malabuka's still gonna be in game number 3, but a player that might not be in much longer, it's Kakarot getting absolutely pressured above.
And we see Epic already claiming some space, making sure his duo can get in the zone here. Kakarot is going to go down. That's Steno picking that one up. The fight on the backside of zone is the focus of many duos. We do see Lecce and Swilliam go down, so one of our top duos already goes down. Epic is going to make his way into zone, but Kakarot will not. It is Malabuka and Epic down below. It's Vadil picking that one up, and that is their 4th elimination of the game. This is a great start for these two.
A great start indeed, but so many great starts here in this lobby with Pink and Anas here close by. Remember, they've been doing a good job here of maintaining the pace. We've seen them time and time again with eliminations. Every time we've tuned in, there's the pressure coming from Anas and Pink, so it'll be interesting to see how they finish this out. But now Bravado, Mansoor playing together, another team just above them, and you see how passive they're playing. They're looking for the surge tags. They know that they're above, right, but they're definitely not comfortable. They're only 33 damage above the threshold, and from experience in watching, right, you definitely need to be at least a couple hundred there.
Yeah, we see Kanata. This is where you're comfortable and not worried about Storm Surge. Bizzle making a rotate side by side. Both players tarping in for their duos. They're going to wind up fairly close to one another. We'll see if the fight winds up happening. Giannis is going to use some heals. Dubs looking down, trying to get some shots. It's interesting to see both the two shot from both these teams. Dubs trying to claim a wall here, look for some plays. He gets up, tells Bizzle it's time to get back up. And now it looks like this is Giannis Kanata right next to Bizzle and Dubs. Kanata is actually going to be able to take out Edgy during that fight. So this is a 3-way fight going on. Now Giannis is going to have to back on out of here. And Kovacs, Refsguard, once again playing a high ground position, Panda.
Yeah, I'm excited about this. Refsguard and Kovacs did a really, really good job of having high ground. Unfortunately, they weren't able to maintain it due to the lack of material, but hopefully this will be a different story told for them. But no, as I say that, high ground now being fought for. Kovacs, they're one of the teams fighting for it, and I believe, yes, it's not an Ocus yet again.
They are full sending height every game. Nut has to turn quickly. Kovacs tries to get some shots. Nut's gonna be able to escape for the time being, but no one wins that battle when you both crank up for height. The maps are spent and it makes it impossible. It does look like Malabuka and Epic Whale are able to pick up a double elim. Ocus and Nullify seem to have a few more builds, but spent a lot on that. And Refsguard and Kovacs going up, looking to play high ground once again. Ocus and Nullify are taking most of the pressure, seemingly holding up the high ground team on accident.
Yeah, this is the last thing you want to find yourself doing, right? That second height is definitely, it's kind of a tough spot to be in. You're the focus of both all the players below and all the players above, so have to be super careful there. But Nut there still holding on. Kovacs now dropping down there with Refsguard. They know they don't have the material to maintain high ground as high as it was. They're going to need to get some refreshes here. But speaking of refreshes, it's Ocus and Nut taking out Kanata and Giannis.
Call that a double elim. That's huge. We see the materials. He's almost max again. I would expect to see a high ground play. The other team on the opposite side of that was Kovacs and Refsguard now with no materials, but look who it is. The ones you would know and see on height all the time. It is Aqua and Vino finally grabbing that position. Refsguard's trying to jump in here on Hen. He gets eliminated and he goes down. There's a lot of action going on. Hen is able to pick up 2 eliminations there, but now he needs to make his way out of the zone. It's Lucio and Steno right here on the low ground. 4 elite elims looking good already.
Looking so good, but the high ground fight continues. Malabuka now trying to go for it. Aqua and Vino still going to be able to hold it here for the time being. Now needs to heal up here on the back foot. Aqua, though, looking to stay on ultimate height. Vino now just taking second height, looking to continue to pressure the teams down below. And looking at the way that it's structured, they actually have high ground pretty much situated. I don't think it's going to be easy for any team to try and take it from them.
And they can save materials, as you see with those grapple gloves, not having to fully build up. That knock there onto Malabuka was huge. That was a team trying to play high ground. Seti and Cammy are working their way up. This is another interesting play. Someone, somewhere has changed their play style. And now Aqua and Vino putting pressure down, trying to grab as many eliminations as possible. And with that grapple glove, if they're able to find a refresh, they don't have to go down for it.
They definitely don't, but Vino starting to run low on builds. Aqua as well. They're going to need something here to maintain the high ground. As I say that, Aqua getting knocked out. The whole high ground being chopped, but fortunately for Vino Aqua, they had enough to hold it, but it doesn't look like they're going to have enough to maintain it. So for the time being, they're just going to try to pressure anywhere they can, recycle where they can, and get some kind of refresh.
It is all the best players in Europe taking shots at one another right in that mid ground. We do see Hen is going to fall. Epic will fall as well. Bizzle goes down there to Malabuka. It's Steno on the low ground claiming all this space, but it's going to be them versus Z-Andy trying to grab that. You need to stay up though. When you go down below, you have to be careful to bounce back. Are any of these players going to drop all the way down, or are they going to look to play the mid?
Yeah, that's the question here, but Aqua now finding Tayson's refresh here, a huge material boost for them, but will they be able to get back to Vino? That's the real question, as Tayson has completely gone down. It's Seti, Cammy here, now focusing on the low ground where they're more well known to play. So this could be the back-to-back. I talked about it just moments ago, and honestly, it looks like it's coming to fruition.
It could be. We see Malfin is going to go down. That's his best game thus far. Now Steno and Lush having a pop-off moment here. They are not just zero build players and are proving it right now. Able to have 10 elims and make it into this endgame. Z-Andy is fighting there with Chapix taking down Thomas HD. That's a huge refresh. This low ground is now stacked with multiple teams. It's a big fight there. Seti and Cammy take down Steno and Lush. That is the refresh they need, but Chapix is on that opposite wall. That's the wrong one to knock on. Seti gets damaged big and they have to go up. He gets back with Seti and Cammy together, but now 3 duos there on the low ground. Aqua and Vino have to be loving this up above.
They absolutely do. Veno, Aqua still holding it down. Veno no material left on him. He needs to be super careful now, dropping down and dropping in. He's trying to get the elim onto Cammy. Will he be able to do it? He does. Vino takes out Cammy. Now they build up. He has the material and resources to hold the remaining teams out. That's all you have to do to win this game.
That's all you need to do, and Aqua says, I don't need to hold them out. I'm gonna grab that elim myself and take the dub. It was only a matter of time for Vino and Aqua to grab a victory royale.
It was only a matter of time. Now Vino, Aqua, the FNCS champions of Season 2, here today showing why they are still champions.
Hey, Aqua said he had an injury. The only one that